Hey, you're watching Love and Film. Today we have a good guest. His name is Paul Santoli, and Paul is a movie maker. He's a filmmaker, he's a director, he's a writer, and he also stars in his own stuff. And the movie he's made is called Because of Mika. Now, if you're a fan of movies like Jim Carrey's Liar Liar, you'll like Because of Mika. It's a similar kind of wacky concept of you experience one thing, but no one else can understand what's going on. Basically, the story is this man, played by Paul, can see a dog called Mika, but no one else can. Very cool concept. Can't wait to talk to Paul, so without further ado, let's get into the interview. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very, very good. My name's Jamie, by the way. I know it says Chris, it's just someone else's Zoom. It's a pleasure to meet you, man. Paul Santoli. You are, of course, a director, you're an actor, and you are a writer. I've recently watched Because of Mika, and being a dog lover myself, it was great, man. I loved the film, it was cool. And it was just something different too. It reminded me like Liar Liar, stuff like that, where it's a concept of something the main character can see that other people can't, and it was very cool. What can you tell us about the film?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't like where Hollywood was going with projects, and I think as an actor, you're kind of banking on, one day Hollywood will write the script and they'll just call me and say, "Hey, we need Paul for this," and that doesn't happen. So I'm a big fan of Sylvester Stallone too, and I think that he kind of hustled and did what he had to do, and I found a writer, and this guy Cooper Tomlinson was a great kid and still a great friend. And in 11 days, we were able to get a script together. We drank a ton of coffee and had a lot of donuts, and we did the dance. And yeah, through that, I just kept obtaining things we needed to get it done. I attached a team. I called some friends that were actors and cast, and got some free locations, and I would leverage the favors we had to get the next favor from strangers or XYZ. And yeah, it was this incredible journey. And yeah, I mean, I know it says like I wrote, directed, and produced, but I think in the independent world, something that's really cool is you have a lot of people that are so passionate about the filmmaking process that everyone is working with no ego, no pride, and complete humility. And that's what you're seeing with this movie. And that's why it worked without the $1 million budget.
Yeah, man, it did. And funny you mentioned Stallone. I mean, probably the best person to talk about when talking about starting up, wanting to make your own movie and starring it. I mean, they offered him something like 250K not to be in Rocky. Could you imagine Rocky without Stallone? I can't. Your movie, there was no shot lists, there was no permits. Apparently, the cops came onto set 4 times, and you talked your way out of all of them. And even the last cop gave you his business card. What was it like?
So, to be honest with you, my pitch was the first three cops. We shot the opening scene in Van Nuys, in California, but the rest of it was Long Island because I had to throw my homies in the beginning. And when cops would come on set, I actually use this like, I think for like beginning filmmakers, the big thing is like they think telling people like, "Hey, I'm making a movie," is their angle. For me, I did the opposite. When a cop would pull up, I kind of use this, "Hey, I'm trying to get into Juilliard. They're making me film some short film and they need the train station." Like, I kind of created this identity like, I don't want to be here either. And it's quick, and some school's making me do this. And it worked every time. And when we were in Los Angeles, I was really surprised because the opening scene is like, you know, there's an altercation. I pull out a knife. My homie's Lexus zooms off. I sprint to the right, cop car. I mean, you need a permit for that. It should be a little bit cleaner than what we did, especially in Los Angeles. But I explained that to the cop, and he's like, "You need a permit." And then I basically said, like, "Listen, man, like, I just think Hollywood's a very demonic place. I'm trying to clean it up and create some movies that, just like the 90s and early 2000s, had a little bit of a better agenda." And the guy goes, "All right, let me know if you need anything." And then I went, "Can I use your cop car?" Immediately, and he goes, "No." And I go, "Come on, man." I go, "Look at this thing I'm using down there." And, it was okay. I was grateful. But um, he said, "Anything else besides that?" And he gave me his business card. So that's the story of the opening scene. Yeah, on the third take, we had a cop pull up, and Daniel goes, "You might want to go handle that."
Dude, I can't imagine that, but it's. I'm glad you talked your way out of it because I think sometimes, you know, if you just talk to people, tell them where you actually are coming from, it will be okay. You know, I'm glad that worked out. Now, in terms of you as a person, where did your filmmaking journey begin? Or were you always into films as a kid? Did you always have a camera on you?
To be honest with you, I always saw what Seinfeld would do to my parents' and family's attitude, and like Saturday Night Live with like Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, like the OG cast, and it just looked like such a fun time. And I think something that really brought me in was the bloopers on set with like, you ever seen Cannonball Run?
No, no. What is it?
Okay, that's an old school movie with like some old school movie stars, but they really just there was just this thing where it looked like they were having the funnest time on set together, and I thought, what cooler job than, I mean, doing that for like on a day-to-day basis. It's like it just looked like such a joy, and it really brought me in. And yeah, acting just looked like a ton of fun, and comedy was always fun, and I was always very witty as a kid, and I was a total wise ass. And most of the time, sometimes it got me in trouble, but most of the time it was a lot of people laugh from it. So I just, as I grew up, I played lacrosse for 10 years, and then I kind of got hurt, and I walked away from that. And I went to school for marketing, and then I graduated, and it was either door-to-door sales or go to acting school and pursue acting. And yeah, I went for it.
Yeah, and continue to go for it, man. You seem to be having such a good time, even while watching the movie. You could tell yourself and everyone else in the movie. You could get the vibe that you guys wanted to be there. And sometimes when you see, indie films, you get sort of feeling people aren't wanting to be there. Their heart's not in it. But you could tell from your movie, you wanted to be there. And you had your real life dog as one of the central characters, Mika. Rest in peace. I know you. I heard from someone in the team that she's since passed, but it was the cutest dog in the world. What was it like directing an animal for a movie?
It was uh it was cool, and it was interesting because she knew when she was about 5 years old, she knew what a camera was. Because when I was doing sketch comedy, my editor would come over and we'd come edit. But if we were like downstairs without any equipment, she knew she could chill with us. But if she saw like a laptop being pulled out or camera gear, she kind of like knew that she shouldn't be involved. So she understood a little bit like what a movie making process was. Like I didn't train her for this movie or anything, um, which was interesting because there was a couple of takes where like there's one scene where she has to wake me up, and she did it the same exact way 5 times in a row. Like she understood the cues, like where I'd call action, I kind of wake up, and when I said good morning to her, she knew to get up and bump into me, and she did it 3 times exactly the same. So she was just a brilliant animal. But if my sister Michelle wasn't there, she wouldn't work with me. She made that very clear. Like she just, she really loved Michelle, and we also baited her with a lot of Italian bread on set. That's why in one scene I literally have it. That was the discovery. Like that
Mhm.
scene was like, oh, I have Italian bread. You see her literally like, she's
Yeah,
not even,
calm.
that was when I was like, we found the answer.
Yeah, I have two dogs, man. Like I have a lassie dog, and I was just thinking he doesn't sit still for 2 seconds. I was just so impressed on how calm Mika was. But that's the secret Italian bread. Now,
Yeah.
in this film, you're in this movie, you're the main character. You wrote the film, you're directing the film. Well, what was it like in terms of just as a job? As in, was it challenging to do all three, or did it help sort of keep your overall vision intact because you are had such a hand in every single part?
I think that there's this stigma of like when someone's doing, when they say write, direct, produce, it sounds a lot bigger than it is, in my opinion. Because, like, when the writing phase is done, it's in the past. Producing is something that's happening simultaneously. Directing and acting is on and off. But there's something about the fact that I was directing the script. I feel like if you write the script, you're almost obligated to direct it because you're protecting what you wrote versus ideally it's either you're going to direct it or you're going to explain the whole script to someone else and they're going to direct it. So my theory was, instead of just giving that teaching lesson, right, you could just do it get the credit for directing or whatever. I mean, I just took it from a logical point where I was like, well, if I wrote this, I probably, with Cooper, I probably understand it the most, thus I should be the one. I almost felt like it was a moral obligation. Um, but something Richard Cutting said, he played Andy in Because of Mika. He goes, something that's cool is he goes, you have so much going on behind the scenes and so many responsibilities that you're not really overthinking any of the acting beats because you're too busy to be like, I got to go in and say this perfectly. And it's true. I had so much going on to the point where the acting was like, time out. And I'd go hit it and come back and be like, all right, so we're in Long Island City tomorrow, like 8 o'clock. Like, so that was, it was bittersweet, but at the same time beneficial to the role, I think.
Yeah, and you and Cooper, you said, who wrote the film with you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
11 days, as in the whole thing, 11 days.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive because there was a lot of scenes and a lot of heavy dialogue scenes too. Was that a challenge?
Yeah, to be honest with you, the story behind the script was I wrote like 30 pages. They were kind of beat up, and I had a proof of concept, a 5 minute video. And then Cooper showed me a script he wrote with another friend, and I've never met someone that could write a movie before. So I just simply pitched him. I go, watch this, read this. Do you see something there? And he's like, yeah, let's roll some dice on it. So on the first day, he writes something. He looks at me and goes, and I go, because from my perspective, I just want a script in my hands. I'm like, fuck this, like just anything, I'll make it happen. So we wrote 5 pages a day, and we knew to stay consistent on it and never take a day off, even if it was 3 pages here, 4 pages here. Let's keep going. And on the fourth day, he comes in and he goes, he shuts the door and he goes, shut the F up. I know how it's going to finish. And he talks for about 2 minutes. I think I heard half of it, but all I knew is he knew how it was going to end. And I just went, great, let's write it down. Like, I knew that I think these writers think like this to be the first, version has to be perfect. And for me, I was like, I just need a tangible thing, like phase one, A to Z. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's do it. But through the grace of God, it was perfect. It was a really great script. We made small changes before we shot it, but something that was cool was like when it came to structure and plot, he kind of took the lead on that. And then when it came to like some specific dialogue and um, yeah, what people would say in those moments, how they would speak, he kind of let me take the wheel on that, and we kind of trusted each other when we knew it was like no, 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 and it's like no, that won't happen yet, and it's like he would talk a little more gangster, you know what I'm saying? So we, it was just a beautiful, fun 11 days, man. It was cool.
Yeah, and the movie I think really worked just in terms of its heart, man. Like Paul, there was so much heart in the movie. I mean, I was even getting emotional. I won't spoil the any ending for anyone who hasn't seen it, but anything to do with loss and the real reason why Mika was there and stuff. I was like, wow. So fair play to you and Cooper coming up with the story. It was very good. Now, for the beginner filmmakers, making a movie, there's a lot of things that aren't clear, like location scouting, where you film, if you want to do indoors or like in your movie when they were in the restaurant and stuff like that. How do you go about getting locations if you're starting out?
To be honest with you, I mean, I think a good tip for first time filmmakers is trying to keep these first stories like lean on the narrative and not the explosions. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me. Um, there was a lot of stuff that could be compromised. Instead of filming here, we could film there, and keep it as simple as you can. And that was my hometown, so I knew the pizzeria is actually where I used to work and deliver pizzas before I moved to Hollywood. So I go,
Oh
let me go
wow,
there. Yeah, yeah, Christini's. Yeah, yeah. I was working there for like 5 years.
that must have been kind of meta, right? As in you were just you have memories
Yeah,
there, and now you're making a movie there.
yeah. Well, Joe made a joke because I told him I was going to go to Hollywood. And he goes, well, if all fails, man, he goes, we'll film a sitcom here or something. And then 2 years later or 3 years later, COVID or whatever, and come back and I go, well, I'm actually going to take you up on that offer. Um,
Nice, man, nice. That must have been so cool.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool. It gave me closure on that place, and you never know the purpose of going to certain places. But I would leverage, I would get Christini's and then go next door, get those two, go to the next one, be like Massapequa Diner. Hey, I have Christini's, I have this, and I have the liquor store. Can we film here? And I put them on a little bit of a guilt trip, and they're like, all right, because I don't want to say no to this guy. And then you go get the catering hall, because that, whatever I thought was the hardest, I was like, we'll go there last.
Yeah, yeah.
If you are enjoying this show, why not leave a review on Apple Podcasts? Believe it or not, really helps out the show. If you want to help out the show further, we also have a Patreon. And if you subscribe to our Patreon, a little goes a long way. We have exclusive content there that can help you in becoming a filmmaker.
Yeah. What was it like having so many actors on set too? I mean, you have, at least over 10 people you see in the movie, different actors and stuff. Was it hard as, say, beginning filmmaker to have that kind of responsibility, to be telling people what to do, to, accommodate in people's schedules and stuff like that?
Yes. No, it was. I was talking to. I think I was on like my second to last day or something, and I was talking to this guy Nelson. He was doing some grip work or gaffer work. But I go, it's my first movie, and I decided to use 19 actors and a dog. I go, that was a great little push. I was like, I should have just did Reservoir Dogs with five. I mean, five actors in a garage for 90 pages. But yeah, it was interesting. It was like I would take the preliminary schedule and put it on a big table, and you're playing puzzle pieces and you're texting people availability. But with day players, um, like Randall the landlord, had him on set one day. Vincent Ticali, who played the priest, one day. And I would kind of organize like, okay, we're at Gino's apartment Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Let's wrap Randall. Let's wrap the priest. Let's wrap Danny. So yeah, it was intricate. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it just pays off to have so many people popping in, like just like these Adam Sandler, uh, you know, Big Daddy and Mr. Deeds, and
They're his best movies. Big Daddy is one of my favorite films of all time, man. It's just that court scene at the end is just so powerful. And people overlook that too with Adam Sandler. They're like, Adam Sandler movies, they're whatever. But they're like, I mean, a lot of them are very, very good. Would that be a big inspiration for you?
oh yeah, totally. I mean, like Happy Gilmore, Waterboy, and something that's cool with him too is he always had he was always having his friends on set, and that looked like an awesome experience. So that's kind of what I started doing. It was me and my friends, 12 pack of beer at the end, and we do some sketches and start learning about comedy. And those are actually some of the funnest times in my life because you knew that everybody was coming over and filming just to be funny. Like when you come to Hollywood, it's like, am I getting paid, the credit, and this and that for some of these projects? And I understand that because obviously it gets a little more professional. Um, but something that was really interesting in the beginning when I was starting to do these sketches was, yeah, man, it was just me and my buddies, and nobody wanted anything from anyone, and we were just kind of winging it. And I feel like Sandler almost took that idea and got it to a professional level, which is so cool, which is something that I'm trying to do, even with my next movie, We Want the Virus. It's a very modern day Dumb and Dumber, and I mean, the cast and crew. It's the best team I've ever worked with. I've had such a fun time doing this, and it's going to be a very competitive comedy. We did a terrific job on the thing.
That sounds good, man. I mean, can you tease anything about the movie?
Um, yeah, all I'm gonna say is it's a modern day Dumb and Dumber, and there's a lot of behind the scenes on a 516 Productions Instagram page, and we should see a trailer for this movie by the fall.
Oh, cool, cool, man. I'll be there. I mean, I love your stuff. Just it's different as well. I mean, as you said earlier, Hollywood is a lot of the same stuff lately, and a lot of boring stuff, and people are just out to, either progress their career or make money. But you could tell from your stuff, you actually care about what you're doing, and it's fresh as well, while also taking inspiration from stuff which I do love. Now, in Because of Mika, there's a very strong theme of loss and grief. How do you deal with that sort of heavy subject matter? As in, did you just like dive into it, or was it a difficult thing to do?
I mean, I think it is difficult, especially for like, um, Italians and men are trained to not get upset and, kind of keep everything under the rug and move on. And, that relationship, I mean, I lost my dad when I was in seventh grade. He had a heart attack, and
Oh, sorry to hear, man.
yeah, thank you, man. So that was interesting. Like I was a very talented athlete. I was a really good lacrosse player, and that's something that him and I had. And I felt like I was almost robbed of like my destiny because I mean I was scoring like three, four, 5 goals a game, and I mean it was our thing. I mean I couldn't
Whoa.
miss.
Yeah.
And then he kind of passed away, and I felt like I and I kind of had to like retrain myself. And I had a decent career, but like not what I thought I was supposed to based on the beginning trajectory. So I was very like mad at God. I was like, I almost felt like I got robbed. And, I think as you get old, more wise, the interesting thing about loss, I mean, something else too is I had five siblings. I had two brothers, two sisters. I'm one of five, and both my brothers passed away as well.
Oh wow, sorry man.
Yeah, thank you. And something that, it's really interesting because you can learn so much of what to do and what not to do through other people. You can live vicariously through them or vicariously, whatever it's called. But um, I think that death almost brings life too. Um, and I think in the beginning, we think if you lose someone, like it's this completely negative thing. But I think God has this, I don't think, I know God has this big plan of, what's going to happen. And there's been, in a weird way, so many positive things that has happened through through those things happening in life. And um, something I take pride in as a man is even though these things have happened and people know about these things, I still try to do the right thing and be a good person and, lead the way and hopefully inspire people to do the right thing. And, I don't think that I know people have rough breaks and stuff, but I don't think that any event, or for me, I'm not going to let any event justify like giving up or feeding into temptation and, doing the wrong thing. And I think that's, I think that was one of something God wanted to use me for. It's like, okay, this kid lost his dad at a young age. He lost both his brothers. I'm Italian, so there's some other things that happen behind the scenes. It's, you'll see it in a movie one day. What happened to effing Santolis? But I just try to fight the good fight and do the right thing. And through doing that, I think God has given me, especially with Because of Mika, so many cast and crew members. I mean, they were coming on, discounted prices, half of them for free. They just wanted to make it happen. And I really try to focus on being a good person. And I think that through that, people want to be a part of something, that's really good too. And I'm rambling a bit, but I think that that's kind of the mission of 516 is to create a safe
And
environment.
516 is your production company.
Yeah, because I'm from Long Island, so that's my area code.
Oh, cool. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I used to lay bricks and used to be Santoli and Sons.
Oh wow, yeah. My parents do something similar with bricklaying and Ireland and stuff like that. And dude, thanks for sharing that with me, man. I mean, Irish dudes are the same. It's getting emotions out like that sometimes can be difficult, and it's hard to talk about. Like I'm one of seven kids, big family too, and I can't imagine something like that level of loss. So I'm truly sorry to hear that, and thanks for sharing it.
Of course. Yeah, it's something that I almost hid for a really long time. I wasn't embarrassed by it, but I don't know, like something about my whole hometown knew, and I feel like I had this preconceived notion of like what's going on at that house type shit. And I almost feel like I wanted to become a successful actor just to kind of clean the identity of like my childhood and my past and stuff.
Yeah.
And, I think that through this whole journey of growth and development and yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I tried to like not tell people about it, but now it, I don't know. Now I feel like by telling people, I can help them more because if they have something
Yeah.
that they're, kind of stunned about or frozen about or something's haunting them, I could, maybe I could be the example of, yeah, I mean, I went through X, Y, Z, and not that mine is worse. I think there's so many people going through worse shit than me, but let me use what happened to me and I can relate to you. And that's kind of what Because of Mika is too, because Gino had a bad relationship with his dad and you know, uh, there's uh, there's an important message about it in the movie.
Yeah, and dude, you're taking ownership of your own stuff, and you're using movies as a way of expressing how you feel. And if anything, that's a super healthy way of dealing with emotions, man. I mean, there's a lot more unhealthy ways of getting emotion out. So
Yeah,
turn it into a beautiful film about a loss and a dog that's no longer with us and stuff. It's a good way of dealing with it. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, it was very it's very therapeutic, to be honest with you. Like, to be honest with you, I don't see a therapist. I mean, to each their own, but I listen to preachers a lot on like YouTube and read the Bible and but yeah, something that I think some actors feel like they got to like give that performance to the public, but for me, like I some scenes are selfish. Like I do this the way I do it, and if the audience takes it, great. But if not, but like the scene with my dad is completely improv. That was the first take.
Wow, I never would have guessed that at the very end. Crazy. As in,
Unscripted.
it came so natural as well. That makes sense why it was so natural. It was on the spot. And the other actor was improvised as well.
Yeah, that was Paul Morrow, and he is a therapist in real life. And right
Ah,
before the scene, he got to set, and I didn't talk to him all morning. We kind of avoided each other. And right before the scene, I said, "We don't know anyone." And I go, like, as if like, don't do this whole theatrical BS. Like I was like, this is one man talking to another man about something that happened before, and I go, we don't know no one nothing. And that was the next take.
wow, dude. I mean, that maybe that's a lesson for people starting out too. Sometimes take a risk with it. You don't need to have everything so as it is on paper, you know. Now, Paul, I want to be respectful of your time, and I know because of our end we started a little bit later, so I won't keep you here all day. The next part of the show, we talk a little bit about rapid fire questions. I'm just going to ask you some random things as quick as you can, see if you can answer them. Okay. So, what would be your dream role?
Um, Redoing Transformers, playing Sam Witwicky.
Ah, cool, man, nice. I love the first two Transformers. That's very cool.
Gold.
Now, are you on set early or are you fashionably late?
Oh, too early. I'm always early.
That's good. Being early is good. What is a line you'll never forget from one of your own things?
It's not a product. You can't just buy it on Amazon fucking Prime. You'll see that in the next movie.
Cool, man. Would you rather do the monologue written down, or we just talked about this, improvisation?
Always improv.
Nice, nice. What is your biggest on-set pet peeve?
Airplanes.
Yeah, that would make sense, especially being in the US. I'd say it's every 2 seconds you're hearing something.
In Encino, 2 days ago, there was 31 in 3 hours.
Oh my god.
How
do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? Who is your acting idol?
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf, great actor. What's your pre-audition ritual? Do you do many auditions?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I will read it almost from a distance. Like I'm not a line memorizer. I kind of memorize what they want to happen in it. Then I'll walk away and kind of go grab a bite to eat and prepare some stuff and 2 or 3 takes and move on.
Cool. Now that concludes the rapid fire section. Thanks for your honest answers, Paul. Now, we usually ask a similar question at the end of these interviews, just a general sort of bit of advice for anyone starting off who are doing what you were doing, which is making movies. Do you have any advice for young filmmakers that want to be a director?
Any young filmmakers that want to be a director? Yeah, life's short, chase your dreams, learn as you go. You don't need as much money as you think to get started, and start with the iPhone. Experiment. Take master classes online because they're cheap. Read books. Don't drink. Don't smoke. Exercise. Stay healthy, and write down a list of things you need to do on a day-to-day basis. Do them. Cross it out physically. Have gratitude. Reset, and do that for 10 years.
Good advice, Paul. Good advice. Now, man, it's been a pleasure talking to you today. I love your stuff. Because of Mika is such a new film. If anyone hasn't seen it, I recommend they check it out. Your next movie, We Want the Virus. We should expect a trailer this fall, correct?
Yes.
Okay, we'll stay tuned for that.
Yeah. Chris, thanks for everything, man. I really appreciate the time. And
it's Jamie, actually. Sorry.
Jamie,
Chris.
I fucked up.
It's okay. It's my fault. The Zoom today is set up a little bit all over the place with Jamie. Yeah. Chris started the page and all. You can see his face all around. We're actually brothers in real life, hence why we look.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Well, Jamie, again, I'm sorry I just did that, but seriously, it was cool talking to you, man. I really appreciate the time, effort, and energy, and seriously, thanks for watching the project and enjoying it, and first of many, God willingly, man. So thank you again.
It will be, man. It will be. I can tell by you that you just want to keep doing this just for the sake of doing it, which is the most important reason to be making anything. So, fair play to you, man. I love your stuff, and thanks again for coming on. And apologies for the delay before the interview too. I know things can be tight when you're making a movie as well with time. So.
It's all good, man. We were filming some pickups for We Want the Virus yesterday. I fly to New York to edit tomorrow, and it's all good.
Exciting life.
Yeah, it's been cool, man. It's been fun. God bless.
Badass, man. Nice to meet you, dude.
Yeah, man. Until next time.
Well, that was a good interview. Paul was an absolute gent. Thanks, Chris. Today, Chris is holding the road mic because we're having technical difficulties here on the show. Not really, maybe a little bit. Paul was a great guest. Paul is making movies. He's making movies with heart, okay? That's what he was talking about. It's about a dog. It's about loss. It's... Wow, I know you haven't seen the film, Chris.
Yeah, no, I tend to watching it tonight. It's just, it's a dog, man. I can't... And any movie that's slightly, referencing a dog, it's a dog that passed away in real life. It's like, oh.
Mika. And Paul was saying to keep Mika calm on set, what he did was he had his sister there, which the dog really, really liked. So every time they were filming, they had Mika on set doing a scene, but the sister was there and Mika was completely calm. And they were using like Italian bread to keep the dog calm. They were feeding it all the time. It was a good movie. If you haven't seen Because of Mika, do check it out. Paul Santoli he's a great filmmaker.
So, Jamie, in other movie news, what have you seen recently?
Well, I haven't seen much, but I tell you what we did book. Revenge of the Sith, the 20th anniversary. Now, Revenge of the Sith, Chris.
Oh, one of my all-time favorites from childhood. I don't care what people say about it, and I think we're all at a point after we got the sequel trilogy that the prequels are good again.
I mean, it's kind of what we need after all this sequel crap and all of the boring TV shows.
100%. It's its 20th anniversary, right?
20th anniversary, 2005. I'll tell you what, when I was 5 years old, I was too young to see the movie because Anakin was burnt alive with lava, And ever since then, I thought I'd never get to see Revenge of the Sith again in cinema. But now I can.
Yeah, you can. Now you can experience it. I remember seeing Phantom Menace in the cinema in 2012 for what anniversary was that? I can't remember how many years.
99. So it wasn't an anniversary. It was that thing that George Lucas was doing where he wanted to every year bring out another Star Wars film, beginning with Phantom Menace. But then when Disney acquired Lucasfilm, that was thrown in the bin. But now it's happening again.
Okay, so it did come out though for its anniversary. I think it was last year or the year before. It was back in Irish cinemas. I don't know about across the globe now, but. Revenge of the Sith though, I'm excited. Right, so this episode's actually going to be airing a bit later. So we're going to talk about Daredevil, but there's going to be like 2 new episodes by the time this airs. What I've been watching recently, because obviously we got that big Avengers Doomsday cast lineup.
Yeah, man. Did you see the picture of Downey with the episode 8 Luke?
Yeah. I think that's a leak, but I seen it, and then I decided, I want to rewatch some early MCU movies on my weekend. So I ended up watching Captain America: The First Avenger, Iron Man 2, and then I stopped because I just didn't want to watch the rest of them. That's just like they're kind of just nostalgia. Those early.
It makes sense, man. And one thing I never was able to comprehend is a lot of people hate Iron Man 2, and I never understood why. Iron Man 2 is a brilliant film. I know Mickey Rourke is a little bit weird with his whole. It's very boring and weird, but other than that,
you mean his impression? Or you mean when he said, "I want my bird, I want my bird"?
Iron Man 2 is great. Sam Rockwell dancing with his cool charisma as Justin Hammer. You have Scarlett Johansson's first appearance as Black Widow.
Okay, something else we have to talk about. I seen the Minecraft movie. I don't know. For a page called Love It Film, I seen a film that's not even, You wouldn't even consider it to be called a film. No offense. No offense.
What do you think of this chicken jockey thing where they're just trashing cinemas?
I literally I was in a cinema. Notorious. Yeah. So I was in a cinema with my friends, and the cinema was full of people our age. Not even like children. There was a little bit of children, but it was mostly families. Every 5 minutes they jumped up and clapped. And when that chicken jockey scene came on, the whole cinema just erupted. Like I think it was the most intense cinema experience I've had. And I've seen Avengers Endgame in cinema. I've seen Spider-Man No Way Home. There was Oppenheimer. Even Barbie was pretty interactive. That was the craziest shit I've ever seen for a Minecraft.
I know why this is, because it's not normal moviegoers causing all that uproar. It's gamers. They're crazy.
They're
coming
crazy.
in, they're trashing the place because they don't have any theater etiquette. It's gamers.
Did you know they have special screenings now? They're called I think it's called the Chicken Jockey screening. Specifically
In Dublin, Parnell Street,
Yeah.
chicken jockey screen.
Yeah,
I saw
so-
that.
Yeah, so you specifically have to. You can roar at the screen. The only rule is you just actually can't bring your popcorn in.
Staff get paid extra for.
I doubt. I doubt they're getting paid anything really at all. But anyway, we should probably wrap this up.
I think so. Well, anyway, folks, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you with us today for the Love It Film Show, where we're talking to people as we normally do. Next week, we'll be back again with a new guest. So if you're doing nothing next Friday, feel free to come on and watch us talk about things. Anyway, see you later.
See you later.